For the slightly twisted ear warmer, you're going to need a bulky weight category 5 yarn. I'm using Charisma from Loops and Threads in the colorway taupe. Any category 5 bulky weight yarn would work just fine for this project. An L 8mm crochet hook, scissors, and a yarn needle. So let's get started with our slightly twisted ear warmer. The first row of this ear warmer starts with foundation half double crochet. So we're going to start by getting our yarn on our hook, and we're going to chain 3. And with foundation half double crochet, what that means is we're going to do our foundation chain and our first row of half double crochet all at the same time. So we're going to start in the 3rd chain from our hook. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that 3rd chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, just like we're making a half double crochet. But first we're going to yarn over and pull through just 1 loop, and that creates our chain. That's going to be our base chain along the bottom, the first one. And then we still have 3 loops on our hook, so I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. That's my first foundation half double crochet. This chain 1 we made down here, this is where I'm going to insert my hook for my next stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to insert my hook into this chain 1 at the bottom of my half double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through 1 loop. That's my chain 1. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And that's my half double crochet. So again, I'm going to yarn over, and my chain I made down here at the bottom of my half double crochet, that's where I'm going to insert my hook for my next stitch. I'm going to insert my hook in that chain 1. You can see it's at the bottom of the stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 1. I'm going to do my chain 1, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. That's my foundation foundation half double crochet. So I've done 3 so far. You can see there's my half double crochet, and at the bottom there's my chain. And that's what I'm creating as I do my foundation half double crochet. For the children's size, continue this until you have 45 half double crochets, and then for the adult size, do 55. So I'm going to continue along. I'm making the adult size, so I'm going to continue my foundation half double crochet until I have 55 stitches. Okay, here I have my foundation half double crochet, row 1 with 55 half double crochets. It's about 22 inches long. Again, this is for the adult size. This can be any number of half double crochets. It doesn't have to be a certain multiple or anything like that. So you could definitely adjust it to fit any size that you need and be any number of half double crochets. Of course, if you did not want to do foundation half double crochet, you certainly don't have to. You could have done your foundation chain and then done your half double crochets until it's the length that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and move on to row 2. For row 2, I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to turn my work. And for row 2, we're going to do half double crochets in the 3rd loop. Now what that means is right here you have your 2 top loops. This is where you would usually insert your hook to work your next stitch. This bar right here in the front of my stitch, that's the 3rd loop. So I'm going to insert my hook here to work my half double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into the 3rd loop only, just that loop, not the top loops at all, just this 3rd loop in the back. I guess in this case in the front of the stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. I'm going to do that again in this 3rd loop of the next stitch. Right here, this bar that is right behind these 2 top loops, 3rd loop right there. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the 3rd loop, and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3. And that's a half double crochet in the 3rd loop only. yarn over, insert my hook into this third loop only, and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all three. Now let me show you what that is creating on the other side, because on this side it doesn't really look like much, but on this side you can see how it's pushing these two top loops that we did not insert our hook into. It's pushing them forward and it's creating this ribbing. So this is what's going to create that really pretty textured ribbing throughout our ear warmer. So I'm going to continue that all the way across for row 2. I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook only into the third loop and work half double crochets in the third loop only all the way across. I'm in my last stitch of row 2, half double crochet in the third loop only. I'm going to work now, start row 3. I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work, and now you can really see that really pretty ribbing that we're creating for our ear warmers. So in this row we're going to do half double crochet in the back loop only. So this is different than the third loop. The third loop is right here in the front, and we don't want to do that again because then that'll be creating ribbing on the other side, and we want all of our texture to only be on this side. So we're going to be doing half double crochet in the back loop only. So what that means is I'm going to work a half double crochet in just the back loop. So here's our two top loops. This is the front loop and this is the back loop. We're going to insert our hook only in this back loop of our two top loops and work a half double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into the back loop only and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 3. So what that's doing is pushing this front loop forward, and it's just creating another layer of ribbing and texture for our ear warmer, so that every row has some sort of texture to it to create the ribbed look. So again, I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook only into this back loop and work a half double crochet. Half double crochet back loop only. And I'm going to do that all the way across. I'm at my last stitch for row 3, a row of half double crochet back loop only. For the next few rows, I'm going to be repeating row 2 and row 3. So in row 4 is going to be a row of half double crochet third loop only. And then the next row will be half double crochet back loop only. So I'm going to repeat rows 2 and 3 all the way to row 6 for a kid size and row 8 for an adult. So now for row, I'm nearing the end of row 8 for my ear warmers. Last few stitches, the half double crochet third loop only for this row. Okay. And this is my finished rectangle. This can be any width that you want. You could continue repeating if you wanted it a little wider, or you can make it even a little shorter. I did 8 rows for an adult size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip my end. I'm going to leave a nice long end for sewing. Okay. I'm going to pull it through. And let's turn this over. Just look at that beautiful, beautiful texture we created with just those 2 stitches. Essentially, it's all half double crochet. It just depended on which stitch we inserted our hook into for our half double crochet, and it creates such a beautiful texture. This ribbing could be made for sweaters. It could be used for bottom of a hat, for the cuff of a top, so many different things. I really love the way that this looks together. These stitch techniques look together. All right, now for the sewing. And the sewing is where we're going to get that twisted look at the front. So what we're going to do is you lay your rectangle right side up, so the ribbing should be facing you. And I'm going to go ahead and thread my needle through this long end that I just cut. I'm going to do that first because once I get everything set up to sew, I'm gonna need to pick up my needle right away. I won't be able to set it down and thread it then. So I'm gonna go ahead and thread it now. And I'm just gonna set it right there so that it's ready for me to pick up when I need it. So your rectangle should be right side up. The ribbing should be facing you. I'm gonna fold this end like that. I'm gonna hold it. And this end, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna fold it like that. So I have both of them in my hands. I'm gonna bring them together. And you see I have kind of two little V's here. I'm gonna insert this one in here, inside this one, and this one's gonna go inside there. I'm gonna fold it all together. So here is one side and the other side is right here. I'm gonna undo that and show you one more time. I have my rectangle laying down with the right side up, so the ribbing is facing me. I'm gonna take this end, I'm gonna fold it like this. I'm gonna take this end and I'm gonna fold it the same way. I'm gonna bring them together. I'm gonna open them up just a bit. I'm gonna put this inside this V. I'm gonna put this end inside this one, this fold. I'm gonna fold it all together. And I have this end I didn't weave in yet, so I'm gonna kind of pull that to the side so I can do that later. So I have 4 layers of fabric folded together right now. And I have my long end with my needle. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna sew these together across. I have all 4 of them, so I have, right there's one, and then here's the other side, all folded together. I'm gonna insert my needle through all 4 of those layers and pull it through. And again, go back to here. I'm going to insert it through all 4 of those layers. I'm just going to whip stitch this closed across the top, keeping it even, making sure I'm getting my needle through all 4 of those layers. Using this hand to keep it nice and closed tight as I sew. There we go. All the way across. Okay. And at the end here, I'm going to tie a little knot just to secure it closed. So I have these 2 ends. I'm going to weave in these 2 ends. So I wove in all my ends. I'm going to turn it right side out. And there you can see that really pretty twisted knot we created with the way that we sewed it together. I just love this technique. I love how it looks like it's wrapped in each other and it looks like it's so hard, and it's just so simple. It's all in the sewing. You can do any texture that you want with your rectangle, any stitch, and if you sew it in that way, you're gonna get this really cool knot right in the front. So I hope you love your ear warmers. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching.